Burning.
Here.
Lownick.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Burley.
Yep. Move on tonight if there's any conflict of interest tonight.
Have none.
None.
None, we'll move on to, we'll need a motion to approve the consent agenda A through D. And for line A, at approval of agenda, we're gonna remove line C. We're not ready for that, so remove line C, and the claims total is $136,756.63.
Make a motion to approve consent agenda items A, B, and D.
I'll second.
Got a motion?
You need to see
I think you
it
missed,
too.
you missed C.
Skip.
No, you got it. That's the
No,
actual miscellaneous. You need C as.
on the agenda,
That's
we're
the-
gonna
yeah.
Oh,
remove
I'm gonna
C
lower
Yeah,
it, then I'll
so-
recommend we approve items A through D.
with the agenda.
with the, yeah, change it from moving line C from miscellaneous.
There you go.
Is that it?
Got it.
I got you.
Now we got a motion and a second. Move on to any discussion.
Got it.
If none, Jamie, can call for a vote.
Miller.
Yes.
Burley.
Yes.
Burning.
Mm-hmm.
Lownick.
Yes.
Line forward, now's the time, if there's any citizens here tonight, you have the opportunity to address the council on items that are not on the agenda. If anything or anyone, Curtis.
Hey, just wanted to acknowledge Bob Murley and his efforts to get us the Mercy One helicopter for our Hometown Pride event this weekend. It was a really cool addition, and I don't think it would have happened if he wouldn't have intervened on our behalf to make that happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bob.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Curtis. If nothing else, move on to miscellaneous. Anita Botts is here to address the council regarding the property at 225 South 9th Street.
Hello. Well, we haven't gotten a whole lot done. We're still waiting on a contractor that says they're supposed to be coming, Kinda at their mercy, I guess. They're already pretty booked, but, we are gonna have to take care of doing something with those stupid, banana trees. They're like out of control. So, I've been doing my research on trying to, figure out a way to get them totally killed off so that they don't come back at all without killing off the whole entire yard, so, working on that. We've still gotta get the logs out of the front, we just have to get some equipment over here. We've kinda been really busy between rain, doing, I work full-time, doing, baling and things like that. We just haven't had the opportunity to get over and get done yet.
Did any like the front windows get ordered, so when they are ready, they're ready, or no?
No, I haven't ordered any windows at all, so,
We have checked in the glass for them, but haven't got any answers back from people if we can get the quantity, size for a couple of the bigger windows.
so, yeah. But that's kind
This
of.
week we'll be back over with the tree guy, get the rest of the trees clipped up and cleaned up, and
Yeah,
we'll get
'cause
the
we
wood
gotta,
hauled
we
out.
gotta take down that little gazebo thing that's able to come apart, we're gonna take that down, get that out of the way, so you can take that other tree out too, and then trim all the other ones. We're gonna do that all in one crack too, so.
What is the long-term plan that you have for that home?
Long-term plan, go in there and redo the inside and, either make it into like an Airbnb or a rental.
Any questions for her, or do we wanna set any kind of deadline, or are we okay, or?
Well, I'll be honest, one of my big concerns is, I know the city had send you a notice to mow the lawn, and if you guys can't keep the lawn looking decent, I guess in my mind, what do we have to moving forward saying that you're gonna do what you're saying? So that's my concern, is, I mean, we got your word, we've given you extensions, but, I mean, if you can't do the simple stuff that every homeowner needs to do, then what's the chances of you doing the other stuff that you said you're gonna do?
Well, part of the reason that it took us that long to get it, mowed this time was, our mower went down. We had to get it fixed, got it fixed, and also we moved one of our daughters to Oklahoma, so, and then amongst all the rain, so, the front part of it is supposed to, we gotta get a weed eater, but, so, like I said, we will be getting that done yet this week.
I think we need to have some kind of a deadline on it, because it seems like it just keeps getting drug on and on and on.
What was the deadline on
and
the
on.
letter, Stacy? What was the requirements, I guess?
I don't remember there being a deadline on it.
Oh, last time she's here.
There wasn't a deadline on the letter, it was just.
Yeah, the last time I was here, you didn't even, it was like a couple of weeks or something.
Remember there was something I know we.
Huh?
The original.
You have the letter?
I have a, would you like a legal letter? My letter, mine was just, the only letters I wrote was the one that was the notice of the inspection
Nice.
taking place. And then the next was just my report on what I found there.
Yeah, I think there's another letter, Stacy. Hey, see, you can find it real quick, okay?
I think the original one, there was a deadline, you came in and we discussed it, as long as you keep us updated and make progress,
Right,
we were okay.
right.
So we kind of ignored that
It
first,
wasn't in progress.
Well,
first time.
from the first to the last time you did have progress, was the last time you were here till now.
No.
Yeah, it's-
We got the lawn mowed down and it's trimmed up, the lawnmower give up and sit on top of it. The last 6 feet right there in that hillside, the lawnmower didn't get. We're coming over this weekend to finish.
Well, yeah, but that's something that every property owner has to do no matter what. That's not even part of the conversation now, is the lawn. I mean, if you, and like I said, my point is if you can't keep the general maintenance of mowing it up, what's the likelihood of you guys moving forward with everything else? And with no concrete thing showing any progress besides your word, I don't know, I mean, we could do this for years to come. You come in and say, well, we're gonna do this next week. Well, you come in, well, my kid had to move, you know, lawnmower broke down, you know. At what point do we go, enough is enough, you know? We wanna work with you, but we gotta see progress. And we did, from the last time you were here till this time, there's no progress. Like I said, the city had to send you a letter to mow, so that personally concerns me, that part, you know.
I just think it's been going on too long for, I mean, how many years has that house sat empty? And they could have been working on it back then and got it done now. Instead of us, when we're putting pressure on you now to get it done, don't seem to be going forward very fast. I drive by there every day and I don't see nothing done. The yard is mowed partially, but you still got logs from there from the 4th of July weekend, and I just don't see no progress at all. And you can't be that busy on the farm this time of year. That's my feelings. I think we've given them enough time.
The letter gave them 90 days from March 21st of 24, 90 days to complete. I think that's when you guys came in April, or
June or
June.
June and give them another extension.
We didn't give them a time frame. We just said,
By
we'd
this week.
work with you and.
Yeah, as long as it's progress. I mean, I think at this point, I agree with Teresa, we need to set a drop dead date. And, you know, that's to be discussed, but a drop dead date, and we understand that contractors are hard to get, we understand that, but, you know, just, if you had some, even if you had like windows ordered or something like that, would show that you're having progress, but we're not seeing any of that, so I mean, I don't know how we wanna, what the, thing that it says, okay, yes, you have made progress, we'll allow you further, or at this date, if these things aren't done, then we'll move on to the next steps, is I think what we need to decide. And I don't know how that, like, I can't remember.
What are the next steps? If we put a deadline in place and they're not met, what are the next steps?
So there's basically two options. One is that, the city attorney will draft a resolution, brings to the council, in order to demolish the property. And then the other option is the city files suit in court under Title, Iowa Code 657A to take title to the property. Because it's abandoned.
So, out of the list of stuff that Stacy identified as, things that need to be done, like I said, I understand the windows, I think you probably could've got a contractor to do major windows and said, these are what you need to order, but getting a contractor to put them in, I understand that can be difficult.
Well, just getting them to come.
Have you told your contractor that you're under a deadline? That the city's on you about needing to get
No,
this
I
done?
didn't tell them that, so
Maybe you should
maybe
try
that's
that.
what I need to do.
Yeah.
So I
But-
can
but
get them.
I'll-
Here's
Yes.
I guess you can go through here and see, here's what it's saying needs to be repaired. Has eight broken exterior window panes need to be replaced. It hasn't. 7 boarded up windows, boards must be removed and replaced with proper windows. Garage door entry is boarded up, a functional garage door must be installed. Gutters and downspouts are not functioning, replace or repair all gutters and downspouts. Downspout is sending water directly to the foundation, water must be directed away from the foundation. Water damage around the windows and doors suggests the structure is not watertight. All exterior and interior water damage must be repaired and replaced. There was a structure fire on the premises and repairs have not been made since the date of the fire. Any damage caused by the fire must be repaired and replaced. The retaining wall running along the side of the front of the house is collapsing and leaning approximately 1 to 2 feet into the sidewalk in the direction of 9th Street, causing a safety hazard for pedestrians. The retaining wall must be replaced with a new functioning retaining wall. Saplings and other trees that are damaging the structure of the retaining wall must be removed. There's a decaying shelter house that is leaning and has a rotting roof in the backyard. The structure must be demolished. Weeds and trees are out of control. Lawn must be maintained. Down tree limbs must be removed. Dead branches hanging from the trees must be removed. All dead diseased trees must be removed. All decayed vegetation must be removed.
Wendy, my question is, with all that said, that's a lot for anybody to try and handle. I'm just curious why you wanted to do all that for a house you're not even planning on living in. It just seems like a lot of money, maybe a ton of money and a ton of time for a house that you're not even gonna use for yourself.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you kinda have a point there, yeah.
Appreciate to see you start putting a lot of money into it to accomplish some of that and then
That's a lot.
not get to the rest of it and still not meet the requirements. It just,
So, sorry, go ahead.
I'm willing to give it a try, you know,
Well,
so.
this is my suggestion, and I don't know, we can discuss it and then if we wanna make a motion. Give her 90 days to complete that. If anything is not completed within them 90 days,
If anything is not completed, we need to be specific.
So, and this is where, cause I'm trying to take into the consideration of how hard it is to get a contractor. Like, if you,
Well, it has to be re-inspected by Stacy, and he has to pass the inspection.
if in 90 days, everything's not done, the only way that we would allow it to go forward is if you bring your contractor here and say, yes, I have this stuff on my books to do this stuff then. Does that make sense to you guys? And that kinda gives the contractor, like, yes, I know, and I'm working on this, but my schedule won't allow me to get it to until a certain time, I guess is what I'm trying to, does that make sense?
Well, there's a big red flag on that right there. Because that retaining wall cannot be completed in 90 days. I don't care what contractor you get.
Okay, well, in 90 days, you would bring that contractor in and say, yes, I have it scheduled to do it at this time.
It would be probably next spring before that retaining wall got.
Okay, then we would need your contractor to come in and say, I intend to do this next spring.
As long as you guys are fine with that, I'm just saying, the windows, like, we can get them addressed in 90 days. And the yard get cleaned up.
All I'm trying to do is give you guys a way that I understand getting people to do work is difficult because everybody's busy. And I'm trying to give you guys a way that, you know, hey, you know, we got all this lined up.
I'm appreciative of that fact.
Yeah, we've
I'm
had a
just-
heck of a time getting our tree guy to come back too.
I'm just saying, some of the stuff on that list will be taken care of this week, like a lot of the tree stuff and the limbs and the lawn, and it'll be cleaned up and mowed up and looking good again. The window issue, that's on the books, that's gonna get dealt with and stuff within the 90 days. The retaining wall, it's not gonna happen till next year. There's
Foundation,
stuff.
fire damage, the water damage.
But then there's the whole inside of the house that has to get done yet.
Which-
Yeah, but the last
inside
time you
can
guys
wait.
said that
We wanna
I
drive
get that.
by.
you want the
I
outside
understand that.
stuff
Yeah,
taken
no,
care of,
outside
the
we're more
inside
concerned about
doesn't
the-
matter.
Outside presence now, like I told her last time, it takes you a couple years to do the inside, I don't think it's a problem.
Right.
You know,
Right.
We want,
As long as the
Just get
outside
the-
looks nice.
that's what we're
Yeah,
after.
just get the outside looking nice, get the brush cleaned up and
Them, all them trees in front of the house
I guess
gone.
the big
Yeah,
thing is,
and the last time I said we haven't done anything with the trees in the front
Because the windows.
because of
the windows.
the windows. Somebody went in there and totally trashed those front windows. Well, if I remove all those trees, then you're looking at a boarded up window at this point, which there's a reason why those haven't come out yet. I'm waiting to do that last, once we get the windows done, because nobody's gonna like seeing that either, so.
I'm just trying to make a way that we
Right.
can move forward with this project and get it done. I mean, I know you guys don't wanna be here, we don't wanna be having this conversation with you, but we need to come up with a resolution
Right, I
to
get
get
that.
this done. And, you know, let's be honest, you've had over a
I'm tired of
decade
begging the people that
to
have been
do
trying to
this.
get to come, even our tree guy, he was supposed to come, I don't know how many weeks
Yeah.
ago, back.
But,
come
and,
back
and whether it's not or not, but the whole fact that, you know, that fire was early 2000, you know, mid-2000s, you know, it's not like the fire happened 6 months ago.
Right,
You know, it's been 10 years or better, so, and to me, that's a factor, you know. If there had been anything moving within them 10 years, it seems like the only reason that this has started is because the city sent you a letter, and then you're like, well, I wanna do something with the property, so that's my solution. I mean, it's up for discussion, I haven't made a motion, but that's kinda where I'm at, is, you know, without a contractor, you know, if they can't show up, you know, a signed letter, you know, by them stating dates, specific dates when they intend to do stuff, I think that's the only way we can
I get
allow anything to move forward. The timeframe and stuff is totally up to, discussion, what you guys think.
Stacy?
You know, I had some thoughts about it, with what Tom said was, you know, when you're considering whether or not you're gonna go through with trying to improve this property, you know, as you are fixing some of it's also depreciating, and then the fact that it's it's vacant, there's no able guardians there to keep, cause you made the comment that, well, windows got broke out, well, you could very well replace a window and it could get broke, there's nobody home, there's nobody there. So you could be, you know, effectively, you could be beating your head against the wall doing this, and that's just to kind of support what Tom said, and to maybe kind of put that in your head with deciding how you're going forward, I guess that's my thoughts.
That's still her choice, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We can't, that's
No.
our, if you wanna fix it or not, that's your call.
Right,
It
right.
ain't any place we need to be.
And whatever we agree on tonight, if anytime, like today, you're like, I wanna do it, and, you know, anytime within that agreement, if,
Well, if you choose not to, it
You
needs to be
choose not
tore
to.
down, you know, it needs to be
Right,
tore down,
right.
cleaned up. I guess if you wanna do something like you, we can give them 90 days to get,
everything done they can, and then if we have documentation saying that these people are gonna come in and do
and
this,
then I think
I
we
think,
move from there, but we need to see movement and we need to show
Right.
that you're doing it, and I get it, like that retaining wall, that's not an easy feat, I mean, but if he's willing to say he'll do it in the spring, but if from the next 90 days, I think a lot of this could be done, I mean,
Right,
You're right.
you can do a lot of cleanup, a lot of repair in 90 days, so I think something like that makes sense to me.
If you make it your main focus.
right,
And then tell your contractors, you got 90 days, you know, like, I need help here, you know?
right.
I don't know, I'll make the motion to, you know, give them 90 days extension to complete the list with, if anything's not completed, with a letter or personal attendance to the council from the contractor explaining their steps. Does that make sense?
Can we be specific that this 90 days would be December, and we only have one meeting in December, right, or do we do two? So it would be the first meeting in December, they'd have to be,
Well, I mean, and that's fine, that's I mean, what do you think is
December 10th.
I just arbitrarily picked
Yeah.
90 days, so I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
not.
you gotta do it month
Yeah.
by month and see
90
how they're
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
There. And focus on the outside appearance.
Right,
We're not gonna care if you didn't redo the kitchen yet, you know?
okay,
You know?
sounds good.
Yeah, the house can sit there forever if the outside looks nice.
Yeah,
We don't care what the inside looks like.
as long as it's decent and safe. So we got that motion, we have a second?
I'll second that.
So we got a motion and a second. Any other discussions or anything you wanna add, or we all good?
We're good then.
So you mean call for a vote?
Bruning,
Yes.
Sonic,
Yes.
Mailer,
Yes.
Merrily,
Yes.
Alright,
Great, thank you.
good luck.
Thank you, good luck.
Move on to line B, the consideration of the chamber's request to close Main Street from Sixth Street to State Street and Fifth Street, from William Street to Audubon Street for Porktoberfest on October 3rd, 2024, from 3 to 8 p.m.
I'll make a motion to honor the chamber's request to close Main Street from Sixth Street and State Street, Fifth, whatever. Whatever is right by the mayor.
Close that area.
Close that whole area there.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? None. Jamie, you can call for a vote.
Sonic,
Yes.
Mailer,
Yes.
Merrily,
Yes.
Bruning,
Yes.
Move on to line D, only introduction, motion and a second for the consideration of resolution number 2024-35 entitled a resolution creating a handicap parking space on Sixth Street between West Main Street and Audubon Street. I'm guessing the first stall right off Main,
Yeah, it is
right?
already.
That already
isn't
is.
it?
It's marked.
It's marked, it's painted.
Yeah.
Not today.
Are you talking about the one like right where you turn by the Faith Bible Church there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
On
Yeah, that's
the
a
other
handicap.
side.
There's a parking spot there already.
on
Yeah,
the
there's
other
a,
side of the
there's a
street.
spot there.
On the west side it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On the west, they went on the east.
Oh, they want one on the east?
This is,
This said,
this is West Main Street.
They went on the east side of Sixth.
Space on Sixth Street,
Oh, by that
between
little,
West Main Street and Audubon, so.
Best I can tell today is that fresh poured concrete, right
Where
after
they did the
that
bump outs.
bump out, and it's
yeah,
fresh.
right there.
Yeah, is what,
it says again, the east side is Sixth Street.
yeah,
Yes, east side of Sixth Street.
be right next to New York.
Oh, New York Life
The old
there.
New York
Yeah.
Life, Bobbles or,
Right, yeah, that's by that bump out, is that first space there. But that ain't easy for them to get into either, if somebody's in front of them. That's not our problem, I guess.
That's what
Is this for,
discussed.
I mean, is this, are we,
I guess, I'm not opposed to it, but I don't I guess I don't understand how it's going to, how it's gonna be effective for a handicap spot, because, I mean, just because it's the closest spot doesn't mean it's the best spot for cause you gotta have,
is this, I guess my thought, is this for a business, or are we doing this for
It's
a
probably-
residence?
I think it's for business.
For the church, isn't it?
that's what I assume, but, I mean, I would think if you're gonna put a handicap spot, down by the alley would be the best handicap spot, that way you have wheelchair access.
Yeah.
I
The
would
only
think
thing,
that
this
would
is,
make more
this is by
sense.
resolution, so if you ever wanna change it, it's easy. It's not like a ordinance or anything, so, but I'm just saying, options, options.
Options, they ain't gonna be living there that long anyhow.
Well, it's still gonna have a business there.
Down
Yeah.
by the-
But that's, I mean, I'm just trying to think about how to make it handicap accessible, and by putting it down by that bump out, it's not handicap accessible. I mean, you still got a curb in every direction.
Well, I think there's handicap access in there, though, isn't there?
That's, yeah.
Or-
We just redid that, we had to, cause you have to put,
On
You
the,
have to
on the
put the-
street around the,
Around
around the bump out there is, but that's why I was thinking down by the alley where it's street
Come
level.
in the alley.
Either that or she talked it on Main Street right on that corner. In front of the old New York Life place.
No, I think it's on six,
yeah.
the way I read it.
Says on
This says
Sixth.
Sixth Street
Yeah,
between
Sixth
West
Street,
Main.
east side.
I'd
Sixth.
rather do here than on Main Street, I don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't wanna take up a spot, you wouldn't wanna take up a spot on Main Street, there's plenty, I mean.
Honestly, no one ever parks there really, so it's not like it's, or the only one I ever see parks is Ross.
Or the Bobbles.
Yeah, and I talked to Wobbles and he's for it, so.
That's the only, like I said, I'm not opposed to it, I don't see it being a very effective handicap spot. So,
I hope so. Now, they say between Main Street and West and Audubon Street, so we could put it anywhere
You can pick one.
Yeah,
On the
it doesn't
east
say.
side.
On the east
on the
side.
east side.
It says in the farthest north parking area.
Yeah,
They want it up there on the farthest north, east, which would be right.
Right, so
Right.
that is right by that bump out, yeah.
That's what they're asking for.
Yeah,
But technically, you can choose a different slot, but
yeah, I think they're the only ones that park there for the most part. They're requesting it, I don't see a good reason to say no. And is there much cost to the city to add a handicap spot, just painting and keeping it?
blue, white paint,
Blue and white paint, yeah.
so minor. So we can make a motion if you want to. Yeah, that's true.
I'll introduce resolution number 2024-35.
We jump right to discussion.
We did, yeah. We sure did.
I'll make a motion for resolution 2024-35.
I'll second it.
We got an introduction, motion and second now. Now is there any more discussion? Not, Jamie, call for a vote.
Marley,
No.
Bruning,
Yes.
Lounick,
Yes.
Mailer,
Yes.
Move on to line E. Need motion second to approve the second reading of ordinance number 2024-330 entitled ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the city of Sac City, Iowa by adding a new chapter 161 establishing a vacant building permit.
Did you say we need an introduction?
no.
No,
Now, this is-
I'll make a
Second.
motion for, 2024-330.
I'll second it.
got a motion and a second, move on to discussion.
Tom has something to say.
Typo?
Still has the typo.
Oh,
That was
no,
too
we
funny.
I thought we did too. I thought we
Or at least you used the different, same version as
I'll
before.
update it, I made it, we made it.
Maybe she included the
Yeah.
same version as before,
Yeah.
and
That's
didn't
possible.
include the new
Yeah,
version.
probably. Yeah, probably.
Have we heard anything, have you had any?
I was gonna say that was gonna be my question.
Uh-uh.
I did have someone call on that, actually. They were just concerned about them cleaning out their house. They are planning on moving. They were cleaning out their house and it's not gonna be done for maybe a year. So she was worried that it was going to cost her money to continue to clean her house. That's just a small call.
It would if it was vacant.
But if you have utilities and all that,
No, it has to be lived in.
so I'll pay a building permit for,
Curtis?
Can you review sort of the rules for what is a vacant building?
Vacant buildings defined as an unsecured or secured by means other than those used for the design of the building. It's been declared unfit for occupancy as determined by the zoning officer or other authorized representative. It's been deemed dangerous or dilapidated pursuant to the chapter 145. It's subject to housing, building, fire, health, and safety, nuisance, or zoning code violations.
And it's been unoccupied for a continuous period of time over 12 months.
Yes.
So 12, that first 12 months, they basically get free.
Get a freebie.
So kind of, it doesn't
Vacant
matter if they're
buildings
storing
do not
stuff in there or
include-
not, it's just
Yeah.
about whether it meets the rules of vacancy.
right.
And it does not include buildings under construction or rehabilitation, if I recall,
Or it's for sale.
or if it's for sale,
For up
or,
to so many
or
floors.
those were built for storage.
So like the Boss property from earlier, would that be under rehabilitation?
That would be determined by the city council, but I'd say no.
Would mine.
It's actively being done, but I wouldn't say it's being active.
It's all about you.
Cause that was declared unfit for occupancy, so that would fall under that.
Anything else? If not, Jamie can call for a vote.
Bruning,
Yes.
Loudon,
Yes.
Naylor,
Yes.
Marley.
Line F, we'll need a motion second to approve the second reading of ordinance number 2024-331, entitled an ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the city of Sac City, Iowa by amending provisions pertaining to collection of solid waste.
Make a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance number 2024-331.
Got a motion second, we want a discussion?
Any comments, questions, anything from anybody on this one?
No.
Oh,
I had a couple of you
I had a
Yeah.
couple.
But I just said all we're doing is
Yep.
passing on the increase
what I
that we
said
get.
too.
We're not actually taking the increase, we're
Yep.
just passing on what's given to us.
I had a lot of people confused about, sorry Dale, how it was worded in the paper, but they understand it now. So I think we're just gonna put it in the newsletter, maybe from a quote from you or something.
Clear it out.
Yeah.
Curtis?
Can you remind us what the increase is?
It's $1 per month, and the tags are going from 60 to 70 cents.
November 1st?
Yes.
Thank you.
Nothing else, Jamie can call for a vote.
Loudon,
Yes.
Naylor,
Yes.
Marley.
Yep.
Bruning.
Yes.
Line G is the consideration of referring a planned unit development to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
This is just basically a formality that the council has to do according to the code. The plain unit development is, it's a way for, this has to do with the middle school development. And it's a way for, when we do the fourplexes and fiveplexes, he's doing that as a complex with a shared yard in the middle and a recreational area and all that stuff. This allows him a little flexibility on what he can do with that land. So what we're, basically all you're doing here is referring this to the Planning and Zoning Commission. We'll send all the stuff that I've got to the Planning and Zoning Commission. They can look at it, make their recommendations and send it back up to the council for approval. And they'll have to have a public hearing on it too.
What's like a range of recommendations you would be looking for?
It lists it all out in the code, exactly what you gotta do, so, line by line.
Nothing else? You got anything else? Jamie can call for a vote.
Did we have a motion?
No, I'll
We
make
never
a
got
motion.
motion?
I'll make a
Oh, wait.
motion
I was like, did I miss out?
I missed it.
Unity forward.
I'll second that.
Alright, got a motion and a second.
From your name.
Should we have
Dominic?
discussion now?
Yes, I think.
Mailer,
Yes.
Marley,
Yes.
Bernie.
Yes.
We keep going straight to discussion.
There's no me.
It's our fearless leader.
Oh, yeah. Line H, consideration of changing the proposed location of the dog park. And Barb's here for any
This is Jamie's,
questions.
Jamie can explain this.
So I did have some concerns about the dog park being placed at the industrial park. One of them was, you know, if we do end up getting a business that moves in there, we'd be forced to tear the park down and rebuild it somewhere else. At a loss of whatever that costs us to do, or money it was raised to do. SAC Development Corporation, I think, had some questions, worries about it, and that's what brought it up. So we looked at other options, and the only other one I could come up with, as far as city-owned property, is that lot that's adjacent to the Kids World. There's ample space there to do it, so that's what I proposed. I kind of drew something up on our mapping system, of what it would look like.
So is it the green area or the red area?
So the green area is that would be parking. The gray line's a water line. The orange is the fenced in area. And then there'll be a sidewalk going around it, but I forgot to click on that feature, so it didn't print.
You're gonna take the whole lot then?
It wouldn't take a whole lot. It'd take about 3/4 of it.
It's 1.2 acres.
Not from the parking lot of Ridgeview or Brook Ridge.
They would have a separate entry.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it'd be that piece down there on the east end.
Yeah. And then I think there's enough room if the Kids World ever want to expand, they can still expand to the north a little bit.
Pretty much in that alfalfa field.
Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't be using that whole field,
3/4 of it.
3/4 of it.
Probably, I bet.
Probably just end up mowing it all then, wouldn't you? I mean,
Well, yeah.
I don't see anybody coming in and bailing
For that little
just
dab of
that
hay,
little bit.
yeah.
of
No,
hay.
it'd be turned into more of a lawn than a.
The whole thing would be a lawn.
Off of Irving Street
Yeah.
here, parking. Yeah, they go down to Billings.
Yeah.
I guess it works, it'd be a access.
I think it's
to the
more
access.
visible there too.
Yeah,
Like
I
Scott
think
and I
you-
were talking earlier, more eyes on it.
You're gonna catch people that, because where we were putting it before, unless you knew it was there, you would never.
right. We could always put a sign up on Main Street's dog park, you know. But if people know that have to have dog parks, you know how to find them.
You okay with that, Barb? You sound all right, or?
Yeah, just let me know instead of telling me 5 months later to change my mind after I've done all the research and, you know, I'm starting from scratch again, so.
Well,
We have a meeting tomorrow night, so it depends on what you guys decide. We're gonna go ahead and start working on that.
I'll make the motion to move the dog park to the, proposed location.
There's and by the way, the, planning and or the Parks Board did write a letter in support of
doing it.
the idea, so.
I'll second it.
We got a motion and a second for the new location of the dog park. If there's nothing else, Jamie, you can call for a vote.
Bernie,
Yes.
Lonick,
Yes.
Mailer,
Yes.
Marley.
Now we're good.
Sounds good.
Promise not to change anything right now. So don't say that.
For the rest of the evening.
Yeah. We should be-
I'm not even going that far.
We'll get till next week.
For at least 2 more weeks, Bart.
Well, like I said, I'm having a meeting tomorrow night with Friends of the Dog Park, so we're gonna.
Get
The
quite a
problem is
few-
it gets in the paper, then everybody has their own opinion on where they want it at.
Right,
Yeah.
Do
right.
you have quite a few people interested?
I have somebody that's a treasurer, I have somebody that's doing help with the grants, 1.5 person. And I have somebody who is gonna do a campaign to name the park through the school. I have somebody who's gonna help with marketing. Right now, we've got some pretty good people.
Good.
So, and then we've got some fundraising campaigns that we'd like to kick off as soon as we can.
Cool.
Some of them, we'd like to do before it gets cold. Some of them are, do you remember the crab walks you used to do through church? People would sponsor you and you go walk around the lake. Well, we're gonna try to do, I don't remember what the names of them are, where the kids get sponsors to walk their dogs so many blocks
So
or whatever
much,
in town.
so much a block.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and they can participate and have some ownership in it. So, and they're gonna help name the park. That'll be,
It's
more
kinda neat that it's
ownership
by
in
the,
it,
it'll be by the school and that's neat.
yeah, so, yeah, we're just kind of rearing and waiting and ready to launch some of these things off, so.
It'll be good.
When we get to the colder weather, then we're gonna do inside fundraisers. There's a pasta, PAWSTA dinner, like spaghetti dinner that we can have like in a church or something, and just all kinds of things that we can do inside. But let's do the outside stuff while it's still nice,
Absolutely.
so.
Thanks for all you done, Bart.
It's a labor of love.
You're doing good. Move on to council forum.
Don't forget the Ireland Davis Movies Conference next week.
I think she's looking at you for that. Why is she looking at you for
No.
that?
I just.
Oh, I thought you were looking, is he
No,
gonna
I just-
forget or what?
No, we both forgot, Jamie and I both forgot.
Oh, funny.
We were
Well,
talking about it.
yeah, I thought it was.
That we, I thought it was too, and then I was looking at my schedule today and I was like, oh, better remind me.
Back my golf club on Monday, and
We're not
Yeah.
gonna go to the fire board, because it's that Thursday.
I told.
Mom says he can get it taken care of, I just gotta find some stuff out for Eric Twain's.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that big of a deal.
Are you, I forget, are you going both nights or just on Wednesday? Okay.
Either Thursday, isn't Thursday important or something? What day's important?
I don't know. I forget what
Hmm?
schedule is. I
Day's
just-
important.
Thursday's the main,
Yeah,
stuff.
No, I.
Wednesday, they have like a 1 o'clock, their like opening session, the business.
I won't be there till afterward.
So are you,
Tom can
so
go
neither
there,
of you.
whoever.
I was thinking I'd stay Thursday night.
I put you for
No.
both because I didn't know what your schedule was. You still have
You have to
yours
stay
right
now
now.
because of what you're paying.
And then are you staying there?
Thursday night, or Wednesday night, Thursday.
Wednesday.
I'll come out Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it
Kayla
called?
wanted to make sure she had his money.
It's gotta be
so-
like 14.
I don't like
Well,
that.
she's gonna be shocked, so.
And then.
You want to
Oh,
make
yeah.
it for Wednesday.
Kinda.
No shit.
So are you, I'm assuming you're
Yeah, I
doing
don't-
it together?
I think, I don't know, I guess I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't. I won't come till after work Wednesday then.
We're saying good rest.
Motel 6. A little flight on board.
Nice, yeah.
Anything to save a penny.
Yeah, we'll,
Oh.
Keep screaming gunshots.
Yeah. Tired sliding that way with
Slide
rock and
down,
roll.
slide out,
It won't be
out,
any worse than
all
it
winter or
was.
whatever, he's good. He was,
I said I'm going to watch.
Watching the horses. race.
Where we go, yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Oh, really?
Oh, Curtis.
Snow off the tires.
Hey,
Forget about bullets,
I just want some clarification. The conclusion of the conversation with Renita, it wasn't really a motion, you guys didn't really resolve anything. Like, how do you think of that? Do you feel like you made an agreement, or
We
like,
actually
what
did
would
make
you
a
call
motion.
it?
We made a motion.
Did you?
90 days.
90
She has
days.
to
Just
come back on December
December
10th.
10th.
To get the list done in 90 days, and she's
Bob
supposed
made the
to,
motion.
if whatever she don't get
Okay.
done, she has to bring a contract.
I apologize, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Are you
Thank-
sending a letter to her with that? Or are we sending her?
It might not hurt to send her what it is.
I would think if we send a letter, it should be to have these things done or be demolished.
Just send a, like
I
a
would
second
probably-
notice to abate, include that. and
I would
then
include or bring the house to the ground.
Okay, so you might
That
just
way, I
send it.
mean, then that's in her head, that's
Yeah.
probably her bed, and Tom wasn't wrong, cause it's gonna be like the other
It's gonna
house we got
cost-
up here on what, 12th, where, that's an undertaking.
You can
Especially if
just
nobody's
about
in.
I hate to see her
Build a new house there
put
for
time
what
and
she-
$20,000 into it and then
Oh,
still
just
not use it.
An update too, Winkler's told me they're selling that property, so that, which throws a whole wrench into the whole process when they do that. So we'd have to start over again if they sell that and we get a new owner, I think we serve that owner.
Winkers don't own it, do they?
Isn't there,
Yeah.
I thought we
doesn't it
changed-
stay where, no,
Jeff-
it stays where it's at.
Yeah.
I thought
Which
we,
house is that?
Northwell Street.
I thought we changed the code so that we just go.
Firehouse?
Yeah, yeah, it,
Stays.
doesn't it stay, didn't we change it to where if we're at this point in the serving process, if you sell it, whoever the new owner, it stays at that spot?
The lawyer told me otherwise,
We
so
can't, oh, okay, well,
I gotta go with what he said, so.
So does that
Pretty
include that
lawyers.
house on North Fifth Street that guy was found dead in? They
Oh,
were-
the one,
It used to be Girling or something?
On the
Yeah.
It
east
was
side.
Girling.
Yeah.
Healing.
Yeah.
I mean, any.
That'd be a vacant one, they had to get a permit.
I mean, it's like 20th down the line of properties we're working on. Can afford about 3 a year.
That's actually one of the questions I'm gonna ask at the meeting conference next week, is how other towns deal with that when they swap the owners.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, if they keep doing that, we could be tied
Be
up.
They could just keep giving it to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's my concern, like.
Well, that's why we have to
Who's buying this
They
lot?
could've sold that.
Of a burnt down
Well, I
house.
asked that.
We could've sold that Girling.
Heather's the one that came in, and I asked her who's buying it, she said she didn't know, I'd have to ask Jeffrey.
Or didn't Renee have somebody wanting to buy that lot too? On
She's
that?
at several. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think she
I'm
would put
sure
it at selling.
That's what she should do, just.
I think
Oh, I
she
know quite a few people have offered her some decent money for it.
Yeah.
Like, they were gonna go in and fix
They're
it
not
up.
gonna get people to stay there in Airbnb, they just,
No.
they have no use for it, just get rid of it, save yourself a headache and.
We have a second, we have a motion to adjourn.
Oh, did somebody adjourn?
Adjourn.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Long time ago.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, who talking?
No, I wasn't talking.
I
They were
derailed
talking. I
that.
was listening.
Jamie, call for a vote.
Burley.
Yeah.
Rooney.
Yes.
Loudon.
Definitely.
Naylor.
Yes.
Tours.
Since she said that